the title of this video, I know it's a crazy one and y'all might not believe me, but trust me, this is real life things that happened to me in my life. So I'm going to share this story time with y'all because I think it'll be a funny one and a learning experience for a lot of y'all that don't know that stuff like this actually happens. I hope you guys enjoy the story time because it's been a while since I did one. It's time to bring a new story time back into my channel. It's been a long time since I did a story time. Keep watching if you want to hear about this crazy story because it's embarrassing and it's crazy. But here we are. Alright, so I already did my eyebrows off camera because I usually take a long time and I can't do them on camera. But yeah, you guys, so I'm about to get to the juiciness because I already know y'all missed these story times and it's been a long time since I did one. I think the last one I did was probably the kidnapping one. It was years ago though. And I've been seeing my comments where everybody's like, girl, bring the story times back. And I'm like, you know what? You fucking right. Yo, y'all already know it's gonna be juicy. Y'all need to hold on because this is some crazy shit that I never knew that could happen, right? Maybe I should do my makeup before the story time, but I was like, no, because it'll be boring, you know, just sitting here and talking about it. But whatever, I'm gonna go ahead and moisturize the face. And then look how stupid this looks, you guys. Do not come for me, because I already have my nail appointment on Saturday. But yeah, I bit them off. I bit the ones that I cut off because they were hurting me, and I've been going to the gym, and every time I went to the gym I freaking lift or something, one of my nails would always end up bending or hurting. So I was like, bro, I just need to pop them off. And the only hard ones that don't want to come off are these. Just don't mind that. But this is so crazy, guys, because I never thought I was gonna share this on my story time. There's a lot of stories I wanted to share on here, you guys, because my life is crazy and I have a lot of things that I would want to share, like story times, because like I said, my life is just crazy and you just never know what's gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of things be happening and you just never know. So I was like, bro, it'll be funny to just laugh about shit that wasn't laughable, but now it is, you know? Once upon a time, a couple years ago, I'm not gonna give a specific time because, you know, people be crazy. I put like 2 and 2 together because now that I know what I know, I'm sure that man would not want to get caught up because at the time that man was not single. And so yeah, a couple years ago, exes hit me up or whatever, and we were like catching up. You know, at the time I was like single, and you know, I don't know how he ended up messaging me or how we came about talking again, but I remember he had hit me up. He was just like on that like, how you been bullshit, you know what I'm saying? That how you been, long time no talk, you know what the long time no talk turns into. But yeah, so I messaged him back or whatever, and I'm like, what's up, it's been a long time, you know, how you been, whatever. We catch up. He's like, oh, we should go ahead and get together and go out to eat so we could catch up more, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I'm cool for some food, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. Whoa, look at the difference from foundation and no foundation. I'm using the Beauty Creations one. You already know I love this foundation. But anyway, so yeah, so he freaking hit me up or whatever, and we go out to eat, we're catching up, and you know, at first it ain't nothing, okay? At first it ain't nothing. We're literally just catching up, talking. I think we end up going somewhere else or whatever. We're just drinking, chilling, you know, we weren't doing nothing like that. Like, we hadn't got nothing like that yet, okay? Keyword. So yeah, he ends up dropping me off home, and I'm like asking him questions, you know what I'm saying? Because like, this was the next that did me wrong, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, it's not like I was thinking like I was gonna get back with him or anything, because this was like an ex from like years ago. So I was like, what's up with you, you know? I just wanted to know the business because I already knew that man wasn't shit, but I didn't want to keep talking to him if he was with somebody, you know? And he's like, yeah, I'm fucking single and da-da-da. And then he starts asking me like, you know, about my daughter and like my baby daddy, like all that situation. And at the time, me and my baby daddy were not good. It was like one of the worst times ever. Telling him, you know, I was being for real. I was being blunt, and I was telling him everything that was going on and shit. He was like, bro,
like, you know, you better than that water bullshit.
Yeah, like, boy, yeah, I'm better than that. That's why I moved on from you. But anyways, you know, you don't deserve that, blah 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 bullshit. I was like, yeah, I don't want to hear that because you even did me wrong too. So at this point, nobody deserved me, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to get into like the full details of like how it happened and like when we're there, I'll put like a timestamp here if you don't want to wait that long, because I already know some people just want to get quick in the business and know the information and what happened, and then others want to know like detail by detail, and I'm explaining detail by detail because this shit was freaking crazy and I never knew this could happen. Like, bruh, I know y'all reading this title probably like, what the hell? Like, if it has happened to you, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Like, tell me your experience and how it went, because that shit was scary. But anyways, we end up having like another date or whatever. I think we went on like 2-3 dates before we actually did anything. And I remember we had already seen each other a couple times or whatever, and then he invites me over, right? So sis, he invites me over, and the first time we're just chilling, we're not doing nothing, and I don't expect to do anything because I'm just like, yeah, no, I don't feel like doing anything. I wasn't ready. I didn't really care to do anything. I was just chilling. It was just like a little catch up, you know. And I was hanging out with him, you know, innocent, like not doing nothing, thinking about it. But maybe in the back of his head, he was like,
Girl, I want to space this again. You know what I'm saying?
because like, baby, they always come back. They always come back. Don't be heartbroken, because one thing I learned from the years that I've been heartbroken is that they always fucking come back. Years later, months later, weeks later. Girl, shit, even in the grave, they're gonna visit you. But, I mean, I wouldn't know because, I ain't never been there in the grave. But, shit, I wouldn't doubt it, you know? My eyebrows done, and this lady fucked up my eyebrows. Like, they're like, first they used to be cousins. Now they're like definitely strangers over here. Alright, I'm back, bitches. Well, this time, you know, he had invited me to his house again. And I don't know, now I'm feeling it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I shaved a little coochie. I put the pair of panties and bra. You know what I'm saying? My kitty cat was fresh, okay? I was ready for the appointment, you know what I'm saying? Even if it wasn't scheduled, I already knew I was going to be a little walk-in appointment. Period. But I already know I'm going to hear shit after this. But look, I'm just sharing my experience and what happened, okay? Don't get mad at me. This time we actually like chilling, cuddling, watching a movie, you know? Netflix and chilling at this point. And, you know, he getting a little closer. And he keeps getting a little closer. And I'm like, you know, my kitty cat is like tingling at this point. My little kitty cat has a little heartbeat at this point. If you know, you know. I'm already embarrassed by saying this story time. But look, we grown over here, okay? We grown. We start, you know, kissing or whatever. We start, you know what I'm saying? We start doing our thing. Anyway, so one thing led to another. Obviously, you know what happened. So, you know, we're in the couch or whatever, and we start kissing, we start making out, whatever, right? And he's like, you wanna go upstairs, da da da, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I guess, or whatever. And I go like, if I don't know what the fuck is about to go down, you know? Thing led to another. And then before we did anything, or before we started like doing anything, like, you know, because you gotta get hot and ready, you know what I'm saying? His little friend, so he puts on his little condom, you know, whatever, little condom on or whatever. And, you know, he's like, oh, hold on, like, I gotta, you know, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, good, because I'm not trying to have another kid. Okay? So, yeah, I let him do his thing or whatever. And we already put him in work. Work, yeah.
Work, you know?
You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, like, you know, I go Megan Thee Stallion, okay? I go Megan Thee Stallion. And it starts feeling a little too good, okay? It starts feeling a little too good. And I feel like we both noticed it, because even he was like, you know, feeling a little too much. And then like I was like, you know, right into the sunset. So I was like, hold up, like it's starting to feel weird. But before I like look down and check what the fuck is going on, this man already, you know, he already busted down. So he like, you know, he finishes or whatever, and I look down and I get off or whatever. He's like cleaning, you know, because like after like, you know, you do your thing or whatever, it's like awkward. So I like turn around, I don't say nothing, and like I let him do his thing, like he's cleaning himself or whatever. So I'm like awkwardly just like turning back around because I feel so awkward, right? And he's like looking at me in shock, like literally in shock, you guys. And I'm like, what? He's looking at me like freaking confused. Like I'm talking about confused, like if he's seen a ghost, confused, okay? And I'm like, what's up? What's going on? You know, like what just happened? You know? And he's like, no bullshit, I know how this is gonna sound, but
I think the thing the condom slipped off, and it's probably somewhere on the floor or somewhere on the bed. So let's go ahead and check it.
And he's just looking at me like that, and I'm like, sir, what do you mean you think it fell and slipped off? Like, what are you talking about? Okay, because I only heard this shit in like movies and shit, not in real life. So now at this point, we're like looking around, and we can't find that shit nowhere, you guys. Like, literally, we can't find that shit nowhere. So I start freaking out, and then he starts freaking out, you know. But I'm literally, the whole time this is happening, you guys, I'm literally thinking he's like pranking me. I'm literally just thinking where he's like, just kidding, I got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? No. And like, it goes on for like literally, no bullshit, like 10 minutes. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, stop fucking playing with me. Like, I literally kept telling him, like, stop playing with me. Like, stop playing with me. And he was like, genuinely at the end, like, he was like, bro, I'm not fucking playing. Like, I really don't know where this went. Until he was like, Alissa? And I'm like, I'm like, okay, yeah, you pranked me, right? At this point, I'm like, oh, you pranked me, period. Like, no kids in this stomach, beach. He's like,
I think it might be stuck inside of you.
I'm like, what? Wait a damn minute. ¿Cómo se dice? ¿Qué dijiste? What you say? Come again? Like, literally, I'm like, thoughts just running through my head like crazy. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Sir, don't
play with me like that. And then he's like, no, generally, I think it's stuck inside of you. And I'm like, now you're doing too much, okay? So I'm literally like, now you're doing too much. Now I'm getting mad because what the fuck are you talking about, you know? And no, literally, I start freaking picking up the blankets. I start taking shit out the pillows. I start looking underneath the bed, and I'm like, bro, there's no way this shit flew out and like popped off somewhere. So I'm like, now I'm starting to think. I'm like, you know what? If that happened, I would have felt it. You know what I'm saying? Or he would have felt it too. Or it would have stopped the, you know, it would have stopped what we was doing. So I was like, okay. Finger inspector over here. I, you know, have to, you know, do a little inspection up there. And so, I'm like, let me go to the restroom real quick. I'll be back. Let me see what this inconvenience is about. I'm like freaking out this point. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck does that mean? It could be up there, my pussy stuck in shit. And then I remembered one time mama told me, she was like, okay, look, TMI, sorry mama if you're watching this, I'm so sorry, I didn't want to put your business out like that. But look, one time she told me, like a long time ago when she was younger, she freaking fell asleep with a tampon on, and like it got stuck up there. And like, I don't know if she said she went to the doctor to go get it taken out, or if she took it out, or I don't know what happened, but that it got stuck up there. And then, bro, when I remembered that and when that was happening, I was like, no way, no way, no way this is happening to me. So I was like, bro, so you know, I started squatting and everything, because guys, when I'm telling you, I couldn't feel nothing. Like, I was going in them walls like tornado up in that bitch, and I couldn't feel shit. So I'm like, bro, what the fuck, where is this shit at? So I like start bending down a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm like doing it like if I'm finna give birth again. So I'm in that squat position thinking I'm finna give birth and shit, and I like shove my whole, I try, but that shit hurt. So I like still checking, and there's nothing, nada. So I'm like, bro, what is going on? I get out the restroom, and he's like, did you find it? And I'm like, no, there's nothing up there. He's like, no, it has to be up there because I already looked everywhere. And now it's like been like 20-30 minutes at this point. And he's like, no, it has to be up there because it's not here at all. And I start freaking out, guys. I'm like, bro. And when I was in the restroom, I wasn't really like trying hard enough to like look for it. Like, obviously I put my hand in there and everything, or like my fingers or whatever, but I was like kind of embarrassed and like not taking it as serious because I was still in shock. So I was like, you know what, I told him, I was like, I'm gonna just bounce, I'm gonna just leave, you know, because I don't know what the fuck is going on. And I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking like, oh my god, I need to go home, I need to freaking tell somebody to look up in there. Oh my god. So then he started telling me, I was like, so what if I can't find it? Like, it's just gonna be up there. And you guys, this man, okay, let me just put this out there before y'all come for me, okay? This man literally was wearing like those little black ones, where it's like maximum horse dick or whatever the fuck those condoms are for. And sir wasn't matching with the wrapper. So I was like, how are you gonna pull this out and it don't even fit you? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, like, not to be rude, but like the mathin', okay? And he should have got like a smaller size, because those maximum obviously is for like maximum. And when he pulled that out, that shit was where to be found. Okay, it was there but not there. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, you're doing something, but you're not maximum. You're not reaching the standards. Okay, so I was just like, it's not mathin'. And so then I started searching up like Planned Parenthood. I started searching up doctors that like would take me in like for walk-ins. Girl, I freaking leave. It was like the awkwardest shit ever. I'm walking downstairs and like it's just dead silent. Obviously it's just me and him, and it's just awkward. I give him a hug by it, and then he's like,
if you end up finding it, you know, just call me so I can meet you up later, and I can give you a plan B, you know, because obviously if it isn't you, you know, it obviously opened, and like I don't want to risk that. And I'm like,
sir, I'm really comprehending that there might be something stuck in me, and you're over here talking about plan B's and babies and and I was like, okay, yeah, no, you're doing too much. So I get in my car and I'm dead just confused, and I started looking up Planned Parenthood, looking up doctors, you know, because at this point I'm thinking that I'm gonna have to go to the doctor. They're gonna have to search me up, get the little clamps and like literally clamp it out of my vagina, because I can't do it. You know, I can't do it. I can't see it. I can't feel it. So getting close to home or whatever, and I'm thinking if I should just either go straight to the doctor and let them do it, or if I should just try to do it, and if I can't, just go to the doctor. So I went with plan B. I actually did go with plan. Let me stop there, because the story time keeps going. But anyways, so I get home and, you know, I'm like freaking out. I like take off my clothes and I start busting these legs up like, girl, I'm gonna give birth. I put the freaking mirror right in front of my vagina and shit, and you know what I'm saying, like I started inspecting, seeing if I could see it through the mirror, if I could feel it or something, and I still can't find it. So like 5 minutes go by, and finally I'm like up there, you know what I'm saying, like I'm up there, and I feel something, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? So I feel something, and long and behold, I feel it, and I just like, you know, like act like this is the hole, right? I feel it, right? I'm feeling it. So I get it and I pull it. I'm pulling and I'm pulling it out of my vagina, and finally I get it out, and there's obviously the condom on my hand, and I'm just looking at it, and I'm holding it, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? This long shit was inside of my shit. It was inside of my shit, stuck. I'm talking about stuck, like my fucking vagina went. It soaked that shit up, because obviously whenever I was my thing up there, that shit just, you know what I'm saying, because you know I was doing like the little Kegels or whatever. If you know, you know. I was doing the little Kegels, and then I'm thinking, okay, maybe when I was doing that, it probably just, and it went up there, and it was stuck. So that's what happened, because that's the only way I could think that it went up there. So anyway, so I'm like super fucking proud. My anxiety's gone. I'm like, okay, I don't have to go to the doctor, embarrass myself, because imagine going up to the doctor, you guys, and you're like, and they're like, hey, how you doing? What are you here for today? And you're like,
yeah, you see, what happened was I was having sexual intercourse about an hour ago, and something got stuck inside of me, and I need you guys to take it out.
Like, honestly, if I was that friend, this person, I would have been like cracking up. I would have been like, oh my god. But anyways, so I text him, right? So this shit, I finally put this shit out, and I'm super fucking happy, because I don't got nothing up there. I don't gotta embarrass myself, whatever. So I call him, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. And he's like, I told you, I knew that happened. And I was like, oh, so you're experienced. So like, this is not your first time. This is not your first rodeo. So you talk. So I started telling him, I'm like, you know what, sir? Maybe it's because you weren't wearing the right size. Oh, and the reason why I told him that, it was because I had looked up like why like does condoms get stuck up there? And it actually does, you guys. It actually does. And you know why? Because if the guy is wearing a condom bigger than his thing, obviously it's loose, it's not gripping on his thing, so like it could come off. So obviously get your right size, sir. So yeah, so he starts telling me, yeah, I knew that's what happened. And I was like, yeah, because you weren't wearing your right size. And this man pulled up a lot of them. Like, whenever he was putting them on, like, he had a bunch of them. So I was just like, first of all, what the fuck? Like, who are you fooling? Because it wasn't me. And he's like, oh, he gets a little offended. And he's like, nah, it's because, like, you know, like, you were probably going too fast. And I was like, if you can't keep up, just say that. And I was kidding. But yeah, so I started telling him, texted me after, and he was like, oh, what time later can we meet up so I could go buy you a plan B? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want like any, you know, any mistakes that happen to happen. And I was like, okay, I get you. So that was the first time I ever took a plan B. The first and only time I took a plan B. So I was just like, and then I heard so much stories about like people like getting pregnant on plan Bs, and I was like thinking so much. I was like, blah, 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 blah. But you know, weeks went by, months went by, years went by. I don't think I seen him after that. Yeah, I don't think I seen him after that, because I was just like, yeah, no. I was fucking crazy, okay? And I didn't knew that shit could happen. Like, I never knew shit like this could happen. And so I started telling my friends at the time, I was like, bro, this shit's fucking crazy. Like, this some real life shit. And then years later, now I'm like, okay, now I can make it into a story time because it's just fucking crazy and funny. So more of the stories, ladies and gentlemen. Wear your size. Be careful, and check if these dudes are wearing the right size, because that was not it. That was the scariest shit ever. Like, two things at once, you know what I'm saying? Because now I got nut inside of me, and then I got a fucking condom stuck in my vagina. Like, bro, what? I had a 2-in-1 combo of the worst ones. I never seen him again. I think we talked or whatever, but it was just something I did not want to experience again. Other crazy stories, but I don't know if I should share them, because I got 80,000 people on here that be watching me, and probably more. So it's like, Alissa, and then some of his family be watching me, and they be telling me about my videos, and I'm like, you wasn't supposed to know about that, you know? But here I am, a YouTuber, sharing a story time to a bunch of people that I don't know who are watching me. But I hope you guys enjoy these type of videos, because I'm gonna go ahead and do another story time, and the other story time is even juicier, 20-30 million times juicier. I really don't know if I should do this story time. I was actually debating and thinking about it, because it's such a long story, and honestly I don't want to make it seem like I still give a shit, because I don't, and I don't want to like bring up drama again. But this is stuff that happens to me. This is stuff that happens to my life. So if I want to share something that happened to me in my life, I feel like I could do that, you know what I'm saying? But then it puts like other people that I do not give a fuck about in the position of being in my video, and I don't want to hear shit about it, because obviously they're gonna be watching and they're gonna know who I'm talking about, because if they know, they know. But I wanted to do this, to make it a long story short, I wanted to do a story time of the time where my best friend and my baby daddy was fucking or whatever, and I beat her ass. I sure did. Yup. But I don't know if I should be messy like that, because it's a very long story. That shit would probably be like an hour-long story time, because I will get to the details of why it happened, when it happened, because girl, that shit was crazy. That shit was already like years ago. It feels like years ago. It's been a long time. I really don't care anymore, but fuck that shit. Okay, this is why I say having a baby daddy is fucking ghetto. Okay, but y'all let me know if y'all want to see that story time, if y'all want to hear about the story time, because it's gonna be a long one. But then I don't know if I should do that, because I'm gonna put my business out there too, because it led to one thing to another, and then it led to her doing that and him doing that. And yeah, because she started it and I finished it. Actually no, she finished it. She actually won, because I still have to see that dude for the rest of my life, and every time I see his face I'm like, ugh. But anyways, you guys, I don't want to do this. I don't want to hype you up a little, because I don't know if I'm gonna do it. But if you guys want you guys are here new to my channel, welcome you guys. I'm Alissa Peyrani. I do all kinds of videos, okay? Whatever videos I feel like putting out, I do it. I'm a freaking makeup artist. I'm a stripper hoe. I'm just kidding. I'm not a stripper hoe. Don't take that too literal, because people will run with that. But yeah, so I'm a makeup artist. I do stripper vlogs. I do vlogs. I do family vlogs. I do client videos, all types of videos, okay? Here you get everything all in one. So welcome, join the family. And if you've been here for years, thank you for your support, because I see it. I truly do. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and I'll see you in my next one.